Give myself a 5-second buffer and it's still, you know. I went with the Dallas server because it was giving me the best rating. The best rating, which was quality of 59% out of 100. That's just sad. It's really sad. I mean, what do you want me to do, Twitch? Stream at 800? Jesus. May not even work out. Through the salt, I'm a salt lick today. I'm all about that PJ salt. This might not actually work out. But it's looking a little bit better. It's looking a little bit better. What is this? I can't play a 480p YouTube video and just upload at the same time? Comcast? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Jesus. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. I really don't. I wonder how long this ongoing problem is going to take them to fix. This ongoing problem, which may have been in place since hurricane back in September. Here we are in December. Might have been 3 months to the day because it was very early September. Maybe September 5th. Just check one more time, then I'll see what I can do about this drawing. Alright, well, so haven't had any drop frames in about 2 minutes, so guess I'm just going to be stuck with streaming at 1600 here. .1080p camera can't go full HD. Not even close. How's everybody today, if anybody's here? I have no idea. Oh, Christ. So, I haven't drawn anything since this here. I can't see my screen right now, so that's the last time I drew something. That was over the summer. But I couldn't think of anything else to stream tonight. I've already done 2 coloring streams. If I do a third one, I kind of thinking maybe some people are going to be questioning my skills. I don't know. I don't know why I feel like I have something to prove, but I mean that was my last color stream right here. So the paper out of these coloring books is really smooth, so you can't lay down a lot of color. And if you press really hard with your pencil, that stuff tends to show up, and there's really no grain on it. But this is like just some regular recycled drawing paper here. Right now I'm just playing with my kneaded eraser, get it nice and warmed up. Hi guys. Yeah, I'm not even sure how long I'm gonna be here. I'm hemorrhaging frames. Seems to have stabilized a little bit. For some reason, I can't stream above 1600K, 1600 here. So, which is retarded because um, when I run speed test, I get 6 meg up, and there's a speed test on SourceForge, which tests a lot of other things along with that. And even though it says that live streaming is not recommended, there's still enough overhead that I really shouldn't be hemorrhaging frames. Like if I'm losing like 10 frames a minute, then well, I'm just going to put up with it. But when you stream for 7 minutes and you lost 500 frames, there is a problem. And 2 weeks ago I had Comcast come out and do some stuff, and guy said the signal's weak and the whole neighborhood is weak and they gotta find the problem and it's gonna take a couple of weeks. Well, I don't know. It could take 6 months for all I know. And I'm not the only one that's having this kind of issue. There's a guy that I watch out in Chicago, and Twitch's Chicago server is like butts right now. I run a test to see which server would be the best. I picked Dallas because it seemed to give me the highest rating. But it seems to be tanking as well. It seems that Twitch's servers are really tanking. I remember the last time I had like major issues and I tried a YouTube stream, and while I was dropping frames, it was a lot more stable than Twitch was. So I think Twitch's servers are having some major issue, and there's some, whatever the pipeline is between Comcast and Twitch is like really bad. And then the local problem here is not helping. So my signals have stabilized, but they're still quite weak. So yeah, guys, I don't know how long I'll be here for. I can't watch my screen. Let's see what I can do. I mean, if this doesn't work out, this doesn't work out. I just can't really stress too much about it. It's just, the amount of money that I pay for this, plus the investment and time and money that I've already put into it. But this is what I'm gonna try to draw here. So I can't really draw anything out of my head. I've not I don't sit down and draw every day, so I'm not I mean I can do stuff, but I don't really have much in the way of technique, I could say. I don't have a lot of skill built up in it. But what I'll start off with is something. I thought about it for the past 2 days trying to figure out what I'm going to stream, and I could not come up with anything. The 3D stuff is, I need a little break from it. I have some ideas and stuff, but I need a bit of a break here. So let's see here. She's got very, very long legs. Legs are, I mean, if you're talking about like from the head to the torso, we're looking at about this, and then go over to here. That goes to about mid shin. So the legs are very disproportionate here. I know I'm gonna have a problem with that. But let's see. Right now I'm just going to kind of goes like this, and just one shoulder. This one's up a little bit and kind of goes down. Yeah, I actually got that proportion down fairly well here. I just got very long legs, so. Let's see here. Not sure how well anybody can make that out. I'm just laying down some very. Okay, that actually goes out here a little bit. I love these. They're great. These look like erasers. This ornament smells really good. I got the Christmas tree right here, so. This kind of goes down a little bit like here. See, our hand's going to be somewhere in this area. I've not done this in a very, very long time. Any kind of drawing like this. So I thought it actually needs to be a little shorter. Made that skirt too long, so it threw everything else off. Kind of needs to go out like that somewhere. Sure, I'm losing frames left and right. Not much going on chat. See, that like kind of goes out with that. Because, let's see, this leg's behind her, so it's kind of got to go something in here. See, I should have drew those lines out first. That's how long it's been, really. So it's about kind of like this. The other knee should be up here. This is probably going to be quite terrible. But, yeah. Again, I couldn't think of anything else. So, let's do something I don't normally do. Let's do something I'm not paid to do. Right? I mean, not terrible, but... It's like some foreshortening going on there or something. Is that foot actually going to end up being down here? gosh, it's been so long. So, yeah, I apologize, I didn't ask about that before. What's, if you're still here, what is the last kingdom? 108 drop frames. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. At least it's not hemorrhaging. I would like to go back to streaming to 2500 like I did when I started streaming here. I'd really like to go back to that. And that's really not that's not a lot of bandwidth, consider modern times. Again, I don't know if you're still here. You said you'd be on for a bit. I'm not sure who else is here. If anybody, I could be talking to myself. People coming in and go, oh, what's this? Oh, alright, I'm out of here. I know this leg is not anywhere in the right position where it should be. It should be kind of going this way, and then kind of back up like this. It's kind of going kind of like that. But, you know, I'm not gonna, I shouldn't get too picky with it because, you know, I draw like 6 times a year. The tablet, I don't count the tablet. It's mostly touch-ups and effects and drawing in elements that I need to add. Historical fiction show about the Danes. Well, that's different. Poor England gets invaded all the time. Well, then again, I mean, England kind of had what it was coming to it. But interesting bit about my last name. I did a little bit of research on that, and I figured out that it was actually derived from the Normans. So, you know, my family is proud to say that they're mostly Irish, and I kind of debate that. I'd say we're mostly English, actually. You know, but you know, New England, Boston area, Irish, very popular. So you could say you're 1/8 Irish and you're drinking the green beer, then you know you think you have this heritage. You know, I actually think I have about as much American Indian in me as I do Irish. So it's enough about me. I believe I'm not using my mechanical pencil. I gotta figure out where this other leg is going. Because if this one's kind of going like this, and this one's like kind of coming out here like that, and then kind of going out. So you figure kind of like this in a way, kind of coming out like this. And it goes in, then kind of our calf kind of comes out like that. Goes down. That foot should end somewhere in here, actually. So this general line's doing okay, I guess. Because then if her foot kind of goes out, sort of like this here, then you know the sole's going to be like in this general area. It kind of goes up. It's a little skinny there, but kind of goes like that. This is drawing. Is it her legs are like twice as long as her torso? It's really throwing me off. It's really quite odd. And it's like it's looking very exaggerated here. So this might not have been the best drawing to kind of try to emulate here. This might be a train wreck. Actually do a lot better with more simpler. I do pretty good with chibis for some reason. I know they're pretty simple. What I should have done, I should have grabbed a beer. Try to chill out. That's gonna be. See, if I drew every day like, well, I guess like I used to a few years ago, then I'd be doing a much better job at this. Be doing a much better job. This bottom part is actually looking a little bit better than the top part that I kind of sketched out. Not great, but I just jettison this whole. The head's good, but this is all out of kilter here. This part here should be a little more that way. I think I'll 86 the torso. To build, you must first be able to destroy. I heard that from a guy doing drawing tutorials that I was watching a couple days back. Let's jettison to about here. Let's do that. And then I'll obsess over drop frames again and come right back. 108. Okay. 108's tolerable. It's like 0.7%. Again, I don't know who's here. I don't know if anybody's here. I don't know if anybody cares. It's really just if if I'm looking at about there, that's actually I had that pretty much right. This was pretty close to being right here. So if I stick with the skirt being somewhere in this range here, it just no, I might shorten it. I mean these legs are actually a little thinner than this here. I don't want to destroy this part because it actually looks decent. I could fatten it up, but it looks decent. Just gonna very light erase. Already probably drawn a little bit too heavy on it. But if I like this line here going into here, kind of this is where our soul is right here. So actually has to kind of go this way more. It's fully shaded, so there's actually it's kind of hard to tell where these lines should fall in the first place. There's a lot of black and grays in here, so it just borked that. Thinking of just fattening that up a little bit. Probably making it worse. This looks way too bulbous here. Oh, let's see here. I have no fucking room, guys. None. Let's see. Sorry, girl, you're gonna have shorter legs, I think. She's kind of leaning back. So if I go... It's kind of like this. Be somewhat around our center line here. It's kind of going like this, or maybe a little bit like, kind of like this. She's leaning backwards, like this way. Actually halfway satisfied with the head, but I'm not sure if it should be quite there. Comparing, and it's oh, look at that, this pencil's cracked halfway down. I just noticed that. Yeah, her head's about where it should be, according to that pose. Should I switch to the mechanical? Say not quite yet. See if I can get this damn pose down. This is our upper waist, actually somewhere like in here. I had to pick a hard one. Just got a little collar coming out. Down. Something like that. Shoulder should be somewhere in here. God damn it. So that's the curved lines, and this should be a straight one. See, it's out way too far. See. It's almost like if her hand is like somewhere in here, her hip's actually like somewhere in here. So this actually should be somewhere in here. Something like that. Let's check out the eternal drop frames. Ugh. Lost 67 more. Not happy guy. It should kind of sort of go up like this. You having a hard time reading her torso area? Don't worry, guys. I check and chat. I'm looking. Ain't nothing there, but I'm looking. Love kneaded erasers. Absolutely love them. I went on vacation back in September. I took my niece and nephew over to local Michael's so we could buy some stuff. They love the kneaded erasers. I was like, these things are great. You know, as I started drawing I was drawing some stuff while I was over there. I just love the kneaded eraser. It's like, man, you know, if you only have one eraser, might as well be a kneaded one. absolutely love it. Yeah, since I can't really figure out that torso right now. I'm just working on the parts that I like. I think came out pretty well. This, whatever the heck it is, should be out more a little bit. This ankle kind of sucks here, but not really sure where to take that. Yeah, it looks like ass. How is everybody, if anybody's here? Hopefully I'm still on. I cannot tell at this point. I really couldn't tell you. Really like that. It should be curving out. Kind of like this with a little knee knob here. Then back up. Sort of like that. That's a little bit better. So like something like that. That was a real shaky line, Bill. Jesus. It was like super, super shaky. Like a lot of people, it tend to have shaky lines when they go slow, so it's an awful thin knee. Well, this is too. So looking at it from a different angle here, so I got a little of that going and a little of this here. I could actually A little bit out more like that. Like that. Yeah, I like the bottom part. I like the bottom part of this. I like the head. I'm having a really hard time getting a feel for this torso here. Having good problemos with that. At 226 right now. We're almost an hour in. I got 1/3 of her drawn. Jesus. I've been struggling for a couple of years about what direction I want to go. Whether to just dive fully into 3D and learning a lot of stuff in Blender and kind of going that route, or just kind of taking a detour and going into illustration. Along with doing what I'm doing in Dad's studio with the I guess the prefab stuff, you know, for lack of a better term right now. Pre-built figures, and just doing a lot of composition and stuff like that, just making props. So with this Huion tablet that I'm probably going to buy in a couple of days, that'll help me with that if I decide to do it digitally. Like what I could do here is I could draw the stuff out here, scan it into whatever I decide to use. Probably be like Clip Studio, and then just kind of do line work over that digitally so I can get nice clean lines and stuff. I could do that. There's some people that do that. Kind of draw it out on here and then do the more finished work. I really should throw this away. This is just junk. This was a pencil I snagged from work. So let's see if I can get a feel for this torso here. It's driving me nuts. It's not terrible, but it's not it doesn't look right. It's like you got shoulders here that is supposed to kind of go kind of like this. Like there's a shoulder here and there's like a shoulder like in here. The basic line going down here is pretty close, but it's damn arms. It's a very interesting pose. If you got a hand on her hip and the other one's kind of off to the side and kind of going like here, so you figure this other hand should be somewhere in this area here. So I got the lower portion down. It's not going to be word for word or whatever you want to say. It's not going to be carbon copy, but you know, it's not a trace, so that's way too straight. It's too straight of a... Must be something like that. Ugh, this freaking torso, man. I swear. I say if the torso is kind of like It's a fairly awkward pose. Hold on while I destroy it again. Hmm. So I might end up doing just do what you're supposed to do, Bill. You know, worry about the clothing after. She's a pretty long figure. Let's see. I mean, I made that super long, didn't I? We're shortening this too, so this part. I wonder if this should actually be down a little bit lower. Could be throwing the whole thing off. She's leaning back. looking at the proportion here. So that's about where it should be. Got yeah, this, according to this, our neck should start above this line. Huh. Hmm. This just doesn't seem right in here. So our hand should be somewhere in here. Goes kind of out like this. Up. That's where the shoulder is. Right in here. Other shoulder is somewhere in here. And it just goes kind of straight out. This hand. Kind of like that. Hmm. Sure picked a tough one. Looks like okay. Alright. Looks like I'm going to lose 300 frames an hour. Back in September, I wasn't losing anything. Oh boy. I'm just gonna have to draw it out. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Oh, Lord. Jesus, now 358. That's frustrating. Between my lack of skills here and the lack of stable internet. Let's press on. Some days you think, oh, what should I even bother streaming if I can't keep a stable goddamn connection? Just gonna have to bang this out. I can't get a read for this top part. I'm having such a hard time. Let's see, when I try to do this part here, everything ends up being shorter up in here, which is kind of weird. So these proportions are not on here. They're not quite where they are. The drawing here, which is a finished drawing. I'm trying to. but how to draw? Like it's a magic fucking bullet. Here's a book. This is how to draw this. Figure it out. So just gotta go back to basics, you know? Can't, trying to copy something with my limited skill set here. Not working out too well on the top. As you guessed, I cannot draw hands either. I don't know how much longer I'm going to put myself through this torture. So freaking dark. I should have just done a bust like that. It's just easier. It didn't tell me shit. I am now sweating in my own room. Yeah, I'm sweating in December. Yeah. You know, it hit 81 degrees today? That's right. I can't get a read for this hand at all. I can't. There's no freaking way. That's a little bit better. Very hard to get a read on that. That's a little better. This is too long compared to let's see how I can improve this skirt. Trying to emulate something in here, and I should just go my own direction with that. Something like that. So let's go ahead and spruce that up a little bit. It's probably about the best I'm going to get that hand right now. So, let's see here. Crap. That's a little bit better. That kind of looks like ass. This is like a glove she's wearing here too, so some little doodad on it. So no way I'm gonna fucking draw those chains. I can't do that. I've been going way too long. Way too long there. 770 fucking 7 drop frames. God. It's turned into more of a sailor skirt, looks like. Just the torso just feels awful long here. Hmm. I'm just gonna have to keep plugging away here. That's all. It's just, oh, Christ. Just gonna have to settle for not being anywhere close to perfect, because I don't draw all the time. Alright. Gosh, I swear I'm alone. It just doesn't read right. It's not working. I'm just gonna have to leave it. It'll just get ugly if I keep pressing away at that. It's gonna end up being too many lines here, and it's gonna look real sloppy. So kind of like that. Be a little bit lower down here. This is actually one of my better heads. I suck at heads. Just say that. Yeah, chat is dead. Rip stream. Rip stream. All I want's reliable internet and some people to come by and say hi. Well, I got the hi, so. So you get a fucking piece of hair in the way of that too, so I can't actually see where this stuff falls either. They say they won't learn if you don't work at it. So just you can get discouraging when you're a pro at other things. So I mean, his torso just looks like shit. It's like absolute shit. Just do the best I can, that's all. Just do the best I can. And you got a finger going off here. So it's a reasonable facsimile of it. They're a little fat. Get the right idea. Something like that. Yeah, okay. Wrist ain't so good, but I think it's because some of this needs to come out here like this. So this arm's supposed to be like behind her, so that's a little off. Hello, Sabo. How are you doing this fine, sweaty evening of me trying to not to drop 2,000 frames in an hour? And drawing horribly. Drawing is not in my skill set, but I couldn't think of anything else to do. That didn't entail working in Dad's studio and doing another commission or something like that in 3D. That is my primary thing. This is just, you know, let's see how well I can do this after not drawing for a few months. And the last thing that I actually did drew was something a lot simpler. It's just a chibi. I do really good with chibis. They're nice and simple and pudgy and stuff. Try to do something like that, which is actually admittedly quite complicated. But hello, and hopefully I'm still here and I'm not buffering and shit. Should check that. It's probably up to 850 now. 1072. Sometime since the last time I checked, I lost another 300 frames. I'll call Comcast in a week and they'll say it's an ongoing issue. Yeah, I know it's an ongoing issue. Why can't you fix it? I know you got miles and miles and miles of cable to check and all kinds of attenuators on the line, but you know, surely by now, with the amount of staff that you have, you'd have found it by now. That's probably not the case. So I'm going to change this part here a little bit, all the way down. I don't want to touch the hand because I'm actually kind of happy with the hand. I'm surprised it did that well with it. I'm just gonna have to do the glove kind of goes over like that. Kind of like this one. This is all gloved here. And the glove stops somewhere up in this region here. I'll redo this line too. It's not great, but at this point I just want to finish it so I can have something to eat. Something like this would be more appropriate. My arm kind of sucks, doesn't it? Just got pigtails, but they're all over the place here, too. So I got this part left to draw, and then I gotta draw her hair. I'm probably just gonna call it. She's wearing fishnets, but maybe off stream I'll practice some inking. So if you think I suck at drawing, you should see me ink something sometime. That's a real horror show. This is almost like a corset here, this part. She's wearing a tie. I cannot draw a freaking tie to save my life. I don't even know where to start. It's gonna be something like that. Some kind of lacy. No, it's just terrible. That's just terrible. It's a terrible chest. Hmm. Yeah, she looks a little distraught because, you know, she was hoping she was gonna be drawn better in this. So, she's looking a little distraught now. Or kind of like, huh? What are you doing to me? I'm trying. I'm really trying. I cannot draw your frickin' torso. I apologize. I'm sorry. Can't I wallow in my own sorrow? Lament how terrible my own drawings, which are based off of other drawings, actually are compared to my really cute 3D tunes. Yeah. Oh well. If I did this every single day and I worked at it for like 6 months, I know I could do a lot better than this. So I have to make a decision to, I mean, I could do both. I could do both, but either need to focus on the 3D or shift focus a little bit, at least temporarily, work on this stuff. I mean, this is horrific, you know, but just gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. It's not terrible, it's just, yeah, it could be a lot better. Let's see here. It's got pigtails. Kind of go. That's nowhere near what I just freaking drew that line there. And I'm just trying to figure out how it flows. Kind of goes like that. Some there, and there's like a couple of like the long sideburns. Kind of like that. It just looks nothing like what I'm looking at next to it. It's the last part though, it's the last part. So just keep plugging away. Eventually I'll get something. And it's funny, some people would probably look at this and go, wow, that's like really good. It's like, no, it's not. Trust me. It's not anywhere close to being good. It's just like beginner shit. You know? But let's see what I can do with some kind of hair. There's a really funky end on it, that pencil does. Frickin' rings are in the way. Let's get that burr off that pencil tip. It's got like these cross things going on. Kind of doing a pigtail thing, I guess. There's no way I'm gonna freaking emulate that, but Let's do that instead. Lamentations of dropped frames and lacking of skill in the drawings. At this point, I got on here what I want to put down, so I'll just plug away at this, and then I'll do a quick comparison and stuff. Then I'll probably just call it because I gotta eat and gotta relieve myself, and I might want to ink this a little bit later, and I don't want to stream that, and you know, stuff like internet not really wanting to work right, and all that other fine garbage. Do not like that. At least I'm making it my own. So I do with the two, well, the one that I have hanging up. I'll show that before I rip stream here. What else do I got going on here? I got this rings, these rings in the way again. Yikes. Well, maybe it's not too bad for really not drawing seriously in quite a while. So let's clean it up a little bit more here. Do some real fat lines down there. Need to work this in a little bit more. the legs are nice. Yeah, it's just you know, the arms are. There's an issue with one arm, and hair sucks, kind of thing. But let's get all this shit out of here. Oh, gotta unplug myself. Right back. Let's see here. Okay, it's working again. 12:03 drop frames in 2 hours. Well, it's better than Friday. It's not great, but at least it's watchable. Actually, actually exported the last the Friday stream over to YouTube, and about the worst I've seen is maybe you get like a pause here and there, like a 1 to 2 second pause here and there. The audio fine, but the video would just tank. But it was still watchable despite I think I lost, what was that, 15,000 frames in 3 hours. So we're sitting at just over 1,000 in just over 2 hours here. So it is an improvement over Friday, but it's still not great. I'm sure this is watchable though. So let's see if I can get this. See if we can see this on screen well enough. Now you can see the lines. That's cool. Could probably zoom in a little bit. Let's get our cam up and going here. Zoom in a little bit here. That's our drawing. It's not great, but or the title. That's what I came up with in 2 hours. Maybe a little bit less than that. And of course, it's gonna look a lot different from this here. But you know, let me move that down. Honestly, I couldn't think of what else to stream, so I was like, I haven't drawn in like months, so let's see if I can draw some. Of course, I picked something that's hard. I'd love to do that in 3D. I'd love to construct some kind of an outfit to kind of match that. There's actually, I have to finish this part. Probably the worst part of the whole drawing is the chest. But I do have to fill that out. I'm happy with here down. The head is okay. I'm not the best when it comes to drawing heads. I've had lots of difficulty with that. The hair is meh. The torso sucks. This hand is okay. This one is terrible. Need some nice strong line in here. You figure at one point in time I could not even draw a stick figure, so no, what's frustrating is already pro at something else, and to look at something like this, knowing what kind of stuff you can do in other mediums, you're like, oh, God, this just sucks. People will like it, but I don't know. I'm happy with what's in here, from the frill of the skirt down to the legs. I got a pretty good feel for that. The torso, I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on that kind of stuff if I decide to go off in that direction, which I probably should anyway. It'll help me with the other stuff, and the other stuff will help me with this. So that's what I got. That's what I got. That's all I got for you guys. That's all I got. 1262 drop frames. I lost like 200 in a span of like 3 minutes. Oh, Christ. But let's see. Before I go, zoom back out. Kind of move this around a bit. This was quite a few years ago, but I've showed this stuff before. I drew these some time ago. They're not bad. They're pretty cute. And again, I drew this a couple of months ago. A lot simpler. It's a variation on the one I got hanging on the wall. But let it be known, I am not an illustrator. It's not bad, but it's not great. It could be a lot better. Just have to do more of it. That's all. All right. You check Twitch one more time. People have been popping in and out, so. Down to one person. Misgotten Millions said that they were going to leave fairly shortly after popping in here. They were going to go watch a movie, so I'm sure they're watching a movie right now. Never got a chance to say goodbye. Well, that's alright, I guess. So what else is going on here? Yeah, that's about it. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat, and I'll fool around with come on, get over here. I'm gonna move this over. Thank you. I'm gonna call this and get something to eat. Probably do final line work on that, and just kind of put it in my binder with all the other halfway crappy drawings that I have. Although I think I drew Yoshi a while back, and I think I did the Yoshi really well. So maybe I'm just better off drawing simpler things and characters like that, video game characters and chibi stuff like that. A little more complicated stuff. I gotta work on that more. But that's about it. And next week, same stuff if I can get online and I don't hemorrhage frames left and right here. But I'm thinking, since Thursday's probably my quietest night streaming. Maybe Thursday I'll stream a game, Friday I'll do 3D, and then Sunday, if I can come up with something, Sunday will be whatever it is on the craft table, you know. Between that, drawing, jewelry, coloring. Maybe I should finish up the Yamato models I have in the corner there or something. Maybe try a little sculpting or something. I don't know, something like that. Perlers. I gotta make a new Yoshi perler. Because I sold one a couple of weeks ago at the Comic-Con, so I want to make another one. Maybe a couple of them. I think they'll do well. But yeah, I'm going to call this 1347 drop frames now. It's terrible. Seem to be losing more with this static image than I am with the camera. I don't get it. But, alright, sayonara.